Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes. All right. Pin comments. All right. We are here. We are good. Welcome, welcome, one and all. I am your co host, Professor Charles, along with my lovely co host.
Professor Brittany.
Yes. And we are Dating University, where we discuss the good
The bad
and the ugly.
of all things dating and relationships. Welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, welcome, welcome, one and all. Thank you to our Spotify listeners, our Apple Podcast listeners, Google Podcast listeners, and anywhere else you are getting your streams and podcast from. This episode is brought to you by Dating University itself.
The Podcast of the Year nominee, Dating University.
Get it right. Put some respect on the name.
Put
Put
some
some
respect
respect
on the
on the
name.
name. We are nominated for Podcast of the Year. We
What an honor.
unfortunately did not win this year, but that is nothing but fuel for the jet to keep us pushing until next year,
Yes,
and we'll be even better, and we will win. So
yes,
yes, thank you. Like I
yes,
said, this episode is brought to you by Dating University ourselves. So hit the link in the pinned comment, go to our store and pick you up some of our merch. We got
yes,
shirts, we got hoodies, we have masks, we have mugs, we got some other stuff coming very soon. So be on the lookout for that. How you doing, Brittany?
Oh man, I'm doing great, Charles. I'm doing excellent. I think I'm still on a high from the fact that we were even considered as
Oh yeah,
Podcast
yeah.
of the Year. A huge thank you to the Baltimore Media Coalition for even allowing us to be involved in such a space of excellence with other podcasts, with other radio personalities, other radio stations. It was definitely an honor and a privilege, and we are looking forward to collaborating with you all in the future, the near future, as well as being nominated next year and hopefully taking the win next year.
Absolutely,
It was a
absolutely.
vibe.
Thank you, Brittany, for representing us so well there at the awards ceremony. I was away with my love, away with my baby. We had a nice little vacation. We enjoyed ourselves. We enjoyed just being around each other and just focusing on one another and not caring about what the rest of the world was going through.
Exactly.
It
Beautiful.
was really, really good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
When is
Yeah.
your official anniversary?
So that is a question that is up for debate.
Okay. So
So
is there a range of dates?
there is a range of dates. It is
Okay.
February ish, the beginning of February all the way to the end. We'll just do that. We'll just the whole month of February. We'll just do that
Okay.
because
It
there
works.
there were a lot of major steps in the month of February for us that got us towards to being exclusive and to be together like officially. So
Yeah. I mean,
it was some go ahead. What's your
no, it
question?
happens. No, it happens. I
Oh
love
yeah.
asking couples their anniversary dates. It's very often that there's a bit of a discrepancy in the beginning, but you'll come up with a date or time frame that best works for y'all. So all month long, happy anniversary.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Happy anniversary.
you. Man. Uh what are we talking about tonight? Man. We're talking about something that's been sitting on my head for the last few weeks. Uh because I think we've been kind of tiptoeing around it a little while, but I think now is a great time to talk about it, and I want to say that we are talking about miscommunication in the bedroom. Now I know what y'all thinking, like, what do you mean miscommunication? Like, who talking during sex? Hey, people talk during sex, right? Cool, that's fine. But my thought is, what if one of the partners isn't in real tune with what you want, or you yourself aren't in tune with your partner's needs and wants in the bedroom? How do we talk about it? How do we get through it? Do we just brush it off and just go ahead and bite the bullet and do whatever? Or should there be a real conversation? So I feel like there should be a real conversation because, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. You ever get into a new situation, right? And things are going really, really well. And now it's the time of sex. Now it's time to get on with the get on, get down with the get down. But there was no real conversation beforehand. What do you like? What don't you like? What are you willing to accept? Do you have a safe word? These are the questions. So, what do you wind up doing? You wind up giving the same kind of sex that you gave to another person to your new person. So, how do we get around not doing that? Have you ever been in that situation, Brett?
You're asking me personally if I've ever dealt with that?
Hmm.
After you, my dear.
Oh, absolutely, I have. I 100% have. Like, I have not had the conversation with somebody and went in there and did my own thing. And, you know, it was okay. You know, I mean, it was good for what it was. It could have been way better if I would have had more communication, if I would have asked some more questions instead of just, going in and just rah.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think if I've ever had that conversation of my likes and dislikes. I don't think a man has ever asked me prior to
Mm.
engaging if I had a like or a dislike. I think they just went in there with a one size fits all approach. So no experience
And
stands out for me where I can say a man has said, Brittany, what do you like? As opposed to Brittany,
mm,
this is what you're going to like. Empty promises and
and that's
broken guarantees of
mm,
it's gonna be the best you've ever
mm,
had. And it's like,
mhm.
I'm not even writing home about
Oversold
this.
and underdelivered.
Yeah. Like, is there a refund policy on this?
Mm, mm. And
Yeah,
that's my point. That's my point about, the miscommunication. Like, we have this thought in our head that we have the best sex. Like, we
you're
do
right.
sex good. We do sex well, for all my English majors out there. um and what we think is good may not always be good for the other person, right?
Right. Right.
So, like, why aren't we having those conversations? Do we feel like it's taboo? Do we feel like it's too personal? How could it be too personal if we're actually about to be physically involved with one another? So these are the things, like, it's just been mulling in my head over the last couple of weeks, and I'm just like, dang. And like you said, Brittany, you had a hard time really trying to come up with an example of someone who you've been intimate with to ask you, what would you like? What turns you on? What turns you off?
Yeah.
And I can be and to be fair, I don't think, besides the relationship that I'm in, I've ever been asked what I like. It's always just been, here, this is what I do. Bam, love it. Why? And I don't.
I mean, if we look at the trajectory of communication and relationships, my thought process is if I can't get communication about basic things, do I really think that I'm gonna get that regarding sex? Are we
Mm,
asking for a lot here?
mm.
That's
I
just me.
mean, but why is it such a lot though? Like, that's the crazy question. Like, why is it? Why is it like we
I
can't
mean, even
continue
if
going on this way?
if you look at it, I mean, let's take sex out of the equation. When you
Okay.
have something that you're good at, and people tell you, hey, let's say you're a good football player for your high school, and you do this certain thing that you do, this play that always gets you a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
You're at the top of your game. You're always scoring. You're going to think, you know what? Let me take that same logic, that same play that works for this team, and I'm going to take this to college, or even take it to the next game and use it in the next game and use that same pattern for everybody because it worked in the
mm,
beginning. So
mm-hmm.
if you bring sex back into the equation, if I do that little licky lick thing that makes Linda go woo, then that same licky lick thing is gonna make Latricia go wow. So in their mind, why ask when I already know that I'm good at what I do? As opposed
Mm.
to, you know what? Let's make sure everybody doesn't like the same thing, or they may do like the same thing, but at least let me ask the question. That's too much like, right, Charles? That's being considerate, that's being kind, that's being compassionate, that's being, a decent human being. Some people just want to get in and get out.
But this
Let's
is
be
this is what
honest.
we're trying to. But this is what we're trying to get to. We're all about having healthy and prosperous relationships, and part of that is having uncomfortable conversations. Holla back to season 3 when
Sure.
we had that conversation. Um, so yeah, having those conversations, and it's okay to ask. Like, I've never, mm, I wish I would have been the type of person to ask like those questions instead of, and like you said, once you've been told several times that you're good at a thing, you like, well, shit, I'm good at it. Like, you gonna take this, but you know,
And
some
it's
people
like,
like
I'm
it
I'm not
fast.
trying to be antagonistic, but some men just want to
Be,
get in and
be.
get out. They don't want to ask what makes a woman feel good. They want to make sure they feel good.
That's a problem. I think that's a problem.
It's a reality. It's a huge problem, but it's a daunting reality.
Yeah.
People don't care about what the other person likes as long as they like what they like. If I
Mm,
can get in, stick it in, bling blam bloom, and get a nut, I'm good. I don't give a what she
yeah.
likes. I'm not there for what she likes. Matter of fact, I won't even be there tomorrow because when I leave, I'm ghosting.
Mm.
Call me Nutbuster the Ghostbuster because I'm out of here.
Not Nutbuster oh my god.
I'm out of here. Like, it's a sad reality that the miscommunication, I think, is sometimes a lack thereof, a lack of communication. You can
Mm,
have a woman say, I like X, Y, and Z, but if the man isn't really into her to want to see her pleased,
mm,
he's not going to go the extra mile. Like, there are some men and there are some women that are naturally born pleasers, but at the heart of it all, you have to genuinely have some kind of regard for that person. And if you
mhm.
don't, if you're just going in with the expectation just to have something to do or someone to do, you don't have that regard to care what they like. Doesn't matter what they like.
Right, right.
Which goes back
Mm,
to, my initial answer. I've not had a man explicitly ask what I like.
mm,
They just do what they want.
mm.
Some women do what they want. Um,
It's true. It's
it,
very
it's
true.
it's a harsh reality. I think it's nonsensical that we even have to discuss miscommunication in the bedroom when a lot of people want to end up there. It's like y'all want to end up there, but don't want to talk about it. But y'all do want to
And
talk about it to get there. But when you get there, you don't talk about how to get there. If you're following me, which is
but but
beside me.
you on my train. You on my train now. You
I'm just
understand my process with this, because I'm just, it blows my mind. Like you explained it, you explained it perfectly. Like that whole roundabout hate circle of what you want versus how to get there, and then you're not talking about how to get there.
well, hell, I mean,
You
Charles.
nailed it.
Let's keep it real. Sometimes what the person likes, you can't do. So instead of having to have that uncomfortable conversation, you just go in hoping they don't like what you can't do. And most of the
Hey,
times, it's what you can't do that they like.
and all it
All
would
that
take is
gas,
all that that
all that bark.
that's one thing I like. That's one thing I had to learn as a when I was a younger man. Um, Shut up. The less you say, the more chance you have to get exactly what you want. Like you have to listen a whole lot more than what you talk.
Right. But I mean, even listening, you have to be real and honest with yourself.
Right.
Like
Like if
at
you
the
know
heart of
you
it all,
can't.
I don't have an accounting degree. I'm not going to go out here and looking for accounting jobs just because I need a job and I need to get paid. You can only fake it till you make it for so long before you're found out. Britt, you're not really an accountant, are you? No, I'm fired.
Right. Right.
So before you even want to have this communication, lack of communication, miscommunication, know your skill set. Know your sexual skill set. You know yourself more than
Okay.
anybody else in this world. You know your sexual skill set. If you know you are not girthy and you cannot last for a long time, and the woman talks about, yeah, I love me a good couple of rounds. I love a good session, 20, 30 minutes. You can say, you know what, sweetheart? That ain't my ministry. I
I ain't.
can't do that. Or she likes a little oral satisfaction. I don't do that. I don't eat fish. I'm not a pescatarian. Okay, so then I know that we're not going to be compatible. On the flip side,
Mm-hmm.
I don't suck sausages. I don't do that. That's not me. You don't taste
Mm,
good. I don't swallow. I don't like the taste. I don't like to ride. My knees hurt. I have
mm.
osteoporosis. I have arthritis. Know your sexual skill set and there won't be miscommunication at all.
I agree with
Know
that.
your skill
I
set, give
definitely
your
agree with
skill set, talk to the person before you get in the sheets so you're not disappointed. There's an abundance, an overabundance of disappointment in the bedroom because people don't want to talk about it.
it. It is like I hear these horror stories like all the time, and I'm just like, well, did you guys converse? Did you guys talk? Like, did you explain what you liked or whatever? And they be like, yeah, I did. Did you? Did you?
I mean, I'm only speaking from the woman's standpoint. Like
Mm-hmm.
men think that because they asked to have sex, that they've talked about it. Because they
There
have
you
had
go.
the Linda, Letitias, the Louisianas, the whoever. I can't think of a woman's name off the top of my head. But because they've had all these women, and
Mm,
fellas, sometimes I got to be real with you. I'm gonna look in the camera for this one. Sometimes the woman is lying so that you get off of her because you're really not that good. If she's moaning and screaming and oohing and eyeing and saying, "Oh, daddy, you're the one," but you don't get a call back,
mm,
those oohs and ahs are null and void now. She was just trying to get you off of her so that she can go home and talk to her friends about you in her group chat. You're blocked when she walks out of the door. You're blocked before she even gets to her car. So
mm,
that thank you for coming over last night text, she doesn't get it.
mm. And it's crazy because it's it's crazy because the same thing kind of happens on our side. Like I mean, there was a few people that talked a whole lot of gibbity gab, and then when it got to it, I'm looking at you like, what? Like, what is this? Like, you ain't what?
Yeah, but you
You,
know what?
like
I'm
what? Like,
sorry.
no, this ain't it. Like, no.
No,
But
with the
as
fellas.
men, we stay there. We do what we gotta do, and we get on. And now, if we don't call you back, listen,
Fellas, I have seen with my own two eyes. Y'all will
I'm not
degrade a
saying you
woman.
haven't.
I'm gonna say y'all will downplay her. Man, she wasn't all that. The minute her name pop up on your phone, you're back at her house. You're back at it
Oof.
again. So
Now, okay.
bad
All right,
performance
all right.
for
So,
us, a bad performance for
all right,
us
so
will
let's
not
talk about
get you
that.
a call back. But with
If
men, a
that
bad
okay,
performance.
that's more of an access versus an actual liking of what it is.
Doesn't matter. You still do
And
it
it's
again.
weird. It's weird that we
It's
think
weird
that
for
way.
me. It's weird that men think that
It's
way. Because with
weird that we
us,
think that way.
if it's bad, we ain't going back. You can take us to dinner. We will chompity chomp chomp and still skip to the loo, my darling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter with that is, how can we tell a man that his sex is trash without hurting his feelings? Women, we're faking it and we're sparing his ego for us and for him, but we're making it bad for the next one because he's going in there thinking, I'm the champion, I'm the GOAT. And really, he can't even stay afloat.
Again, what's good for the goose is damn sure good for the gander. Because I don't feel enough women are told that their sex is trash. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, and that's
I
just real. I don't feel like women who have bad sex aren't being told that they have bad sex enough.
But we have to define what is bad sex for men. Because I've heard men
Mm,
say it smells like tilapia, but y'all still go deep sea diving when she calls. Y'all say that
mm,
she laid there like a wet blanket, but you did her laundry the next time she called. Y'all like that wet blanket?
mhm.
I have not seen in my eyes a man say it was so trash. She called, I didn't even pick up the phone. If you're sitting at home on a Friday night and you're watching,
You and I have had these conversations. You and I have had these conversations.
it has to be extreme. It has to be extreme, extenuating circumstances for a man to say no to some wet coochie. It has to be extenuating circumstances.
But again, that came with my maturity. That came with my expectations. That came with just that just it was just too much. It was just too much for me to to participate into something that I knew I wasn't going to enjoy anymore.
I mean,
Like
at the heart,
I just couldn't.
I mean, I think at the heart of it all, let's set up a scenario, and
All right, let's go.
you're in a room. You know, you have two people or a group, whatever, however y'all get down, y'all,
However you get
and the
down.
rhythm and the flow, the smell, the ambiance, the conversation, it's just off. Are you really going to stop midway and say, you know what? Yeah, our experience is not optimal because of your lack of stroke. Do you think we can do a little coaching so that we can get you there? Mind if we do that?
I mean, we've all tried to do it, but we do it in a non-verbal kind of way. Move our partner to this section, or we like, we take their hand and be like, oh, I want it here, or you make it but whatever. Okay, that just happens. Anyway, so you get we but there's no verbal like talk about it. Like, why can't we just man,
Monica
every
has a
time I think
question.
about
Oh, go ahead.
huh?
Monica's question is, what if the woman's expectations is high and the man and his sex is trash? Monica, can you
I would honestly say,
hmm.
go ahead.
No, I'm trying to
It's
understand the
it's that's
question
a tricky
more.
one too.
If her expectations for the
She-
sex is high or the man.
Mm. Well, she said in the man, so I'm thinking it's more his sex instead of um. I'm gonna
Because
say
you do have some.
when you're going into a new sexual uh and she said more in sex, right? That's what I thought.
Okay.
If you're going into a new sexual encounter with someone that you've not been intimate with before, um the very first thing that you can do is temper your own expectations. Like you have to lower those because we see and we are bombarded, through TV and movies, of these amazing, immaculate sexual things that happen between two people, and everything is absolutely perfect. You see them in the shower, what I'm saying? They be like, "Ooh, that looks sexy as hell," knowing damn well somebody gonna be cold in the back, or they're stripping clothes off at the door and they're going to the bedroom, and then you see these amazing sex scenes and everything, and we get inundated with that, and nothing could be really farther from the truth. Like it just it's you're faced with the reality of it. So I would say temper your expectations with that. And if his sex is still trash, it's up to you, because I get it. The first time sex is not always the greatest. Two new people who are coming from two different places, possibly with the memory and the muscle memory of sexing their former partner, coming in with the same energy and moves with the new partner. So until you get to know each other's bodies and what gets each other off, it's gonna be weird. So it's just like, all right, do you just have the sex one time, it's trash, and then move on, or do you give another chance, have a conversation or two, and then be like, all right, let's go into it.
Monica makes a
That's my
point. The
thought.
man has
What's
a
your
good
thought on it?
heart. The man has a good heart and a nice person, but the sex is trash. Now, that first part, that
Ugh,
first part, that first part will indicate
that'll get you.
my answer
That'll get
for the second part.
you. Hmm.
You have to be a decent individual with me, with women,
Hmm.
to get a second chance if your sex is trash. If you are a decent human being, decent and above, you have a good personality, a good heart, pure intentions, and you're just overall like a 10 in terms of personality. But
Hmm.
the sex is trash. Women have more of a willingness and more of a patience to see, you know what, let's try a second time, let's try a third time. But in those second and third attempts, it's all about how receptive the man is to you coaching him. So if
Hmm.
he is, you know, obstinate, stuck in his ways, stubborn, saying, "This is how I am, either take it or leave it," then you're going to get left. But if you're more on the side of, "Hey, I'm willing to learn. Can you help me? Can you teach me?" If there are ways that you can improve and the man is willing to do what needs to be done to improve his sexual game, then we're talking a different story. There's a lot more patience.
Hmm.
Too much work because
Yeah,
men
that's true.
can get upset when you coach. It depends
That's
on the
true.
man. It depends on
It
the
depends
man.
on the man. It depends on the
I
man.
really
Like
think
I'm.
that, we will never stop being students. We will never stop being in a state of learning. So if a man does not want to get coached, then he didn't want to have sex. He can go to somebody else. Hire a sex worker. Back to our first show of the
Go back
season.
to a play for play. Exactly.
Like,
Go check out that episode. That episode is actually doing mad numbers in the podcast world. So
yeah, like
go check out that episode.
it's amazing how a man will get coached by his boss on a job, but won't get coached by his partner on how to better please, how to better get pleased. Like, make it make sense.
I mean, I'm definitely of the mindset of, if you're a man and you feel like you've learned enough, you are missing the boat completely, because there's always something new to learn. Sometimes you have to unlearn some things to learn new things. So if you pigeonhole yourself in that space, um of like, well, I don't want no woman telling me how to do this. I've been doing it for 15, 17, 25, 30 years. So you've
You know,
never done this one.
it's
This
very
one needs
interesting.
something different.
It's very interesting
Hmm.
because at the heart of it all, I do get that it's ego. I do, and I do get that it's pride. But think about it. You, you, sir, or you, woman, alone got that person to consent to have sex with you. You are the hard part is over.
The
You got
hard part is over.
you got consent. The hard part is over. The hard part is
All you
over.
gotta do is bring it home. All you
All
gotta do
you
is bring
gotta
it home.
do is do what you do. And either it works or it doesn't. But if you can have a conversation about it, oh man, that's
It ain't
intimacy.
gonna hurt nothing.
That's sex
That's
and intimacy.
intimacy.
If you can talk about what just happened and come from a place of like, hey, wasn't the most enjoyable, but can we try this and can we try that? Can we try this? The fact that somebody even wants to coach you, again, more consent on top of consent. That person could have been like, "Ooh, that was it. I'm out." But instead, they're like, "Hey, you're you're quality enough for me to even want to try this again."
Exactly, Antoine. Exactly. Said they want it as much as you do. Just ask, what turns you on? Do you like this or that? It's one is it's
Ooh,
a easier
ask me.
question to ask than, what are your traumas? Like, honestly, it's an easier question to ask. Like, and
So I
I
had a little, I had
promise
a
you,
flashback. Woo.
right? If you ask a woman that, I get, man, she gonna run it down for you, brother. She gonna run it down for you. And all you gotta do, you gotta take these mental notes. Take the mental notes,
It's
like,
even
write
how,
them
like,
down.
it's even woo. It's even how you ask it, like, woo, you like that? Woo, woo,
Exactly.
whoa.
Exactly.
Chills, chills.
Exactly.
You like that?
Fellas, y'all know how to do it. Ladies,
You like that?
y'all know how to do it.
Whew. Make your voice a little deeper.
Action man, ladies.
You like that? You
Like,
like that right there?
find some, yeah,
You like
exactly.
that right there? You like
Exactly.
that? Do that? Now, if they say no, it kind of breaks the mood. But hey, at least they're honest. I laugh.
It does,
Like
but
you like that actually?
if
Ooh,
if you're good, you can pivot. You can pivot. Like, just boom,
I would
go to
laugh.
something
Somebody,
else. Don't get stuck on it, because if you get stuck on it, it ain't gonna work.
Monica, let me tell
All
you
right,
this.
Monica.
It's very rare to come across a person that can fulfill every need. If you find that person, baby, it's a keeper. You got to match what I'm bringing.
Right,
Baby,
right.
I mean, let's be honest. If you find someone that fulfills every need for you, they probably fulfill it for a lot of people. They're probably in high demand. Uh,
Again, hide the okay. I don't know about
they're,
that. I don't
they're
know.
not,
I don't
they're
know.
not,
I don't know.
they're not
I don't
demand.
know. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Hey, Tara, what's up? Hey, Lauren,
There,
what's up?
there, there are some people. There are some names that have traveled around the streets of Baltimore that have good, and I hear it in different friend circles, and the accounts are the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'll just leave it there. We need to stop thinking that you are a sex god. Sex is different from person to
Mm-hmm.
person, so a conversation is a
Mm-hmm.
must. Oh, wow.
Absolutely agree.
Sounds
Absolutely
great.
agree.
I agree. It sounds great.
I don't like your cynicism right now. I feel
No, it sounds no, don't you know when you're in class and we're saying like the textbook answer that everybody wants to hear and say, "No, Antoine, no, you're
hmm
on the money. Charles, you're on the
hmm
money. Y'all watching, you're on the money." But it's a lot more out here that they hear it, but they don't apply it.
hmm
The
That's true.
hearing, but the lack of doing.
Yes. There's
Like,
hearing and then there's like my grandmother say, there's hearing, then there's listening.
I'm gonna ask y'all watching. I want y'all to close your eyes, even for those that are listening to the podcast, those that are watching this show after we have posted it to the page. When's the last time you asked your spouse or somebody that you're dealing with, what do you like? When's the last time you've asked that? Or when's the last time somebody has asked that of you and actually
Mm,
tried to do it? Think about that. Think about that. It's a harsh reality. It's an awakening, isn't it?
hmm
Even if you're married, even if you're dating someone long term, even if you're just starting out with someone, when's the last time?
mm. Ooh,
You got people been
scared to be
married. You got people that's been married for years. That
right and still don't know how to turn their partner
what
on.
their partner liked on day one may not be the same as what they like year five, which is why the sex might be a little stale.
That part,
Our needs and our wants change. What I may like
you
Monday
have to
may not be
evolve.
what I want on Tuesday morning. So it has to be an ongoing conversation. It shouldn't just be an introductory initial, hey, what do you like? Oh, I like this, I like that, and then y'all don't talk about it
Like, cool.
anymore.
That's what you're gonna get for the next 10 years. Like,
And that's how it
no.
gets boring. That's how it gets boring.
Exactly. I'm not dealing with it. I
That's not
refuse to be
enough.
bored. I refuse to be bored.
I may want to have
And
confetti and flame shooters on Tuesday morning, and I may want to have clowns and some band-aids the next day. You never know what I may like.
exactly. Exactly. That's why the communication is so important because it can get stale like
Yes,
really, really quick.
real fast.
Like, so it's like how do we negate that? Converse with your partner. How do you deal with a partner who, isn't sexual enough for you? How do you deal with a partner who's too sexual for you?
Is there
How
such
do
a
you
thing?
deal? For some people, it can be.
We may have to
For
do a
some
D.
people,
We may have to do a DU after dark on that because I got questions.
that's fine. That's fine. Everybody be on the lookout for a DU after dark post.
Yeah.
It is coming. Yeah, we're coming into some springtime, and so yeah. Oh man, thank y'all. Thank you everybody who popped in. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you,
Yeah.
Patrice. Thank you, Ty. Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure.
Let's see who else popped in. Somebody
No.
else popped in. Tara, hey girl. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Ooh,
thank you everybody for
Patrice.
popping. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all
She
got
said
me raising my eyebrows
some people
today. So
some
for my
people
podcast
may not
listeners,
want
yeah, for those podcast listeners, I'm raising my eyebrows a lot on this episode. So if you don't have the visual, just know I'm sitting here with my eyebrows going up and down in a very fast manner.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Live. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, love. Appreciate you.
Ball. We had a ball.
So yeah, I had another thought. Oh yes. What? Okay, so how to communicate what you're willing to do versus what your partner wants and needs. How to communicate that? What are you willing to do? Your partner wants a sex swing in the bedroom, probably already has one. It could be probably a little intimidating, but that's what your partner wants. Are you willing to please your partner? What are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? Because that also goes along with consent. Like what are your boundaries exactly? What are your hard stops where like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, those talks need to be had before you even consider long term with anybody.
I
Because if
agree.
you're into something on the far right, far extreme,
Hmm.
and your partner's
Hmm.
over here, you're never gonna there's no way to meet in the middle. So let's say somebody has more of a polyamorous lifestyle that they're wanting
Hmm.
long term, and you have someone that only wants monogamy, there's no compromise with that. Sexually,
Yeah.
if somebody wants to explore with other genders and they want to bring
Hmm.
other people into the mix to spice up the bedroom and somebody does not want that, there is no meeting in the middle. How can you compromise on somebody wanting more than one person in the bedroom? How do you compromise with that?
Hmm. Hmm.
I want group sex. I don't. What's the compromise? If this person
Wigs.
wants four people and this person only wants
Wigs.
one, do you take the
Role
average?
play.
Do you
I
do you take
mean,
the average of 2.5? So you bring in
mm,
two other people in a pet? Like no, there's no compromise. So you have to set boundaries on what you do and what you don't want to do. We're adults. If you cannot
right. I
communicate
mean,
about
exactly the same.
sex, look, plain and mother effing simple. If you cannot communicate about sex, if you're not grown enough to talk about what you want, what you don't want, what you are willing to do, what you're not willing to do, don't have it.
Mm,
Play in
that's
a
real.
sock. Come in a sock. Play with the rose
Come
and stay
in
home.
this.
Seriously. We're adults. Sex is a very
Yeah.
adult act to do. I mean, it
Very.
takes consent.
It's
It's
what
a
we
very
is
important decision.
between sex, drinking alcohol, and driving. Like those are the top three things about adulting that we all wanted, right? So if you can't do, like you said, Brittany, had that conversation, just stay home. Like enjoy yourself. Know your own body. Like ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
But that part is important. Before anything, before we even talk about miscommunication in the bedroom, sometimes that miscommunication, Charles, is your fault, not mine.
Mm,
If I'm asking you what you want and you don't know, that's a personal problem. I'm not here to be Dora the freaking explorer because you don't know your own body. How can X marks the spot when you don't even know where A is? I'm not doing
right.
that. I'm not
Right.
doing that. I'm not Indiana freaking Jones. Like,
Right.
you need to know
Right.
your
Like
own
what like who
body.
like I really feel that way. Like I'm too old to be going around and teaching and getting you into your like you need to know you need to know what's in your kink bag. Like if you don't know what's in your kink bag at this stage, like come on. Let's see. La said communicate early on and often. That's how you navigate through this. If the boundaries are established and you want to revisit it later, cool. But be ready for that feedback and communication. 1000%
Wait,
yes. One
I get the
thousand
point. I'm
percent.
pointing at her. I just love her. I love her. Ty says, "What?
Okay. What if your partner doesn't know what their limitations are yet due to inexperience?
Learn as you go." Next
Learn as you
question.
can. You took the words out of my mouth. Yo, I
Next question.
swear, yo. Like,
Learn as you
I
go.
mean, if you're in a committed, if you're in a committed space, a safe space where you feel comfortable and you trust this person, trust your partner, yo, try new things. Start small and work your way up. See where the wall is. See where the wall is. You can't
Yeah.
beat it.
What if you have never been with anyone who has pushed your boundaries? Keep them around. Next question. Keep them around. They will open your mind to new territories and expand your horizons. Next question.
Mm. Wait. He said, what if you've never been with anyone who has pushed your boundaries?
Stay with them. Let them open your mind. Let them.
But if they haven't pushed your boundaries, how are they gonna hmm,
So you're
hmm.
talking about somebody, Antoine, that has more experience in sex than you do, that is forcing you to step outside of your comfort zone? Is that what you mean?
That's what I wanna know. That's what I wanna know.
Because everybody has that one person. that
Because
takes
if you
them
haven't
from
been with
level
anybody who
3 to level 20. We all have that one person that's like, I am who I am today. I am who I am because of insert name here. We all have that one person. I am because who I
and
am.
that's just the real of it.
It's the real.
We've all been turned out in one way or another. Whether you accept it or not, whether it was something that was hmm, because it's so weird. Because I'm thinking about one of my predilections, and I'm like, yeah, I was kind of forced into that,
We
and
don't
then I
want to
kind
talk
of
about
like, no, we're not going to go in. We're not going to
that.
get into it. But
No.
then it became a thing of like, oh, I like this.
Okay. Okay.
Weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's weird. He said, no, if a person hasn't had anyone to push them, so they don't know what their limits are, you'll never know. Okay? You'll never know.
Until you push them,
Right. You'll never
until you
know.
push them,
If a person
until you
hasn't had
push them.
anyone to push them so they don't know what their limits are, you'll never know until they do it.
Mm-mm,
You'll never know. You'll never know.
mm-mm. Study your own body. I remember giving someone a book about the man's guide to sex after I asked him if the penis was an organ or a muscle, and he gave the wrong answer. Ew, yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie, Patrice. If somebody gave me a book after we had sex, I'd be like,
I'm just
screw
going.
you.
I'm just. I'm,
But I'm gonna take the book with me though.
I'm gonna take
Thanks.
the book with me, but
Thanks,
yeah, I
Barnes
mean,
and Noble.
I'll holler at you.
But still screw
Like,
you.
I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna
I
holler
mean, to
at
take it that far to give me a book, like I really ain't on my ish, and I can't. I
you.
don't know if my
Nothing.
ego can
Like I
take
ain't
that.
on nothing. Like I don't know
You
nothing.
gave me a
Like
book. What? Not even
an
just a
organ or a
conversation. You
muscle.
gave me literature to read. Anybody trying to read?
Gave you Cliff
I'm trying
Notes.
to get them guts. I ain't trying
Gave
to read. I'm trying to get them guts.
you some guts.
I
Not no
want the
binders.
guts. I don't want no
I don't want no
words.
paper cuts. I don't want no paper
Right.
cuts. I want them guts.
Right. Good night, y'all.
Oh shit. My God.
How many
My
pages was
God.
it, Patrice? If it was like a 30-page book, all right, we good. But if it was like
It was if it was if it
136,
was, if it was like chapter 1 and chapter 4 and oh we got a problem.
we got a
Like you don't know.
problem.
I'm like, God,
There's an
like, wait a minute.
epilogue,
Like, how do you
a
not? I
forward.
mean, do you even know what your vast deference is? Like, do you know
Like, uh, look, here at Data University, anything goes. We love
anything
what you
goes?
all share. It
Anything
shows us
goes.
that you
Okay, so I
cared.
got I got one last question. I got one last question when it comes to miscommunication in the bedroom. Just because you are in a relationship, does it guarantee sex whenever?
Consent. That's my final answer.
What about
Y'all can
y'all? I
be
want to hear.
together 50 years. If I say no, it's no. No
Mm-hmm.
relationship guarantee. Nothing is a guarantee without my consent. I don't give a.
Right.
I'm
Right.
married. If Derry pokes me at 2 in the morning and I say
Mm-hmm.
no, guess what? Derry goes back to sleep because I didn't consent. That's what we have in our marriage. Consent is
Mm-hmm.
key. In any relationship, consent is key. Nothing is a guarantee. If you really think you own somebody else's private parts, good
Mm-hmm.
night. Good night.
Damn, this bourbon's so good.
D says, "Oh
Oh,
no, your mate
well,
has to
Tracy,
be
oh, holla at
comfortable
me,
in the mood." Yes, I'm
man.
with you, D.
Yeah,
Comfortable or in the mood.
forced sex ain't fun. Forced sex ain't fun.
Yeah, forced sex is rape, and we're not doing that. We're not doing any sexual assault. And we don't
Mm-hmm.
condone it or promote it on Dating University.
Absolutely.
Facts.
1,000%. 1,000%. Man, I think this was a great conversation to have. I'm so glad that we were able to have it, and I'm glad so many people were able to chime in and give their thoughts and their views on it. And hopefully someone somewhere can take this and be like, you know what, babe, can we talk? Like, just talk.
Hmm.
Like I want to, and I'm telling you, just having the conversation with your partner about sex is a turn on. Like it's an aphrodisiac. It's like, oh, you like that? Oh, okay. I ain't never knew you like that. Let me you want to try now? And bam, there you go. In there.
Hmm.
But we all want you all to be safe. We all want you all to be aware not only of your partner but yourself. Be aware of yourself. Love who you are first. Know your body. Know your limits. Know what you want to do and know what you don't want to do. And stick by those boundaries until you feel comfortable in a space where you want to step outside of that.
And look, if you're
Create.
not compatible, oh, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
If you're not sexually compatible, it's okay to walk away. You know that.
That
You know
part.
that.
That part.
You know that. Because there's gonna come a time when you reach the bottom of the barrel and there are not enough fingers, there are not enough tongues, there are not enough minutes. There's just not enough. There's nothing there actually.
Mhm.
And you gotta walk away.
You gotta walk away, and it's
It's
okay.
okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's good for the
Because like,
goose
yeah,
may not always be good for the gander, but somebody else will like it, hopefully.
that's the real.
Ooh, if not, hire a sex worker.
Because you read my mind. Because I'm going to bring it back to the pay for play. There are millions of ways to get whatever you need in this world. Please use all your avenues and use your avenues safely and responsibly. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. Do what you do, but do it well
Do
and do
what
it
you
safe.
do, boo. Do what you do,
Um,
boo.
let's see. Do we have any announcements or anything? Anything
No,
pressing?
no, I have nothing.
Me
What's your
either.
first?
We're just gonna. I mean, I really appreciate you guys, especially on the Facebook page, who have been um very engaging on our posts lately. Like I absolutely love it, and we're gonna try to keep that same energy going, dropping crazy stuff on the page. So y'all keep commenting,
Yeah.
liking, sharing, tagging, whoever. Like everything that you do helps us tremendously, and it doesn't cost you a dime. Unless you want to go buy a shirt. Again, this episode is brought to you by Dayton University. The pinned comment is there somewhere. Go ahead, click the link, and go get yourself a shirt like that one. Bang! I think
If
that's
you
a limited.
notice,
I think that's a limited edition. I don't
limited.
think
This is the first. This is the prototype.
that's the prototype. Yeah. I
So
don't
for the
think you
past
can't
couple
even.
of weeks, I've been wearing Dating University gear.
Yeah, you can't even
So
get that. You can't even get that in the store.
it's vintage. It's vintage.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
2022, our goal is to get to 1,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram. Can you help us? All you need
Please.
to do is go to work, go to your friends, because y'all have friends. I know y'all do. Go to your Facebook page, go to your Instagram page. Encourage people on a daily. Y'all follow that new Dayton University? Y'all heard of that Dayton University? Y'all follow that Dayton University? I need y'all to watch Dayton University. I need y'all to tune in. I need y'all to say what y'all say. Some of y'all have friends that talk a little too much. You want to shut them up? Tell them to come on the show.
We got words for them.
We got words for them, and they can talk all they want.
Mm-hmm. We'll highlight
Bring the
them.
words
No,
to
we're bringing.
us.
They got something good to say. We'll bring them on as a guest.
Bring them on as a guest. So the road to 1,000. Once we
The
get to
road to 1,000.
1,000, we're having a mother freaking party.
Yes,
We're
finally.
having a party.
Cause
The
God,
road to 1,000.
we had at least 2 or 3 outings that we wanted to do, but the stupid, Panini out here
Yes,
kept messing our plans up, man.
yes,
So, it
and
looks like
yes,
things are finally kind of start to cool down a little bit, and
yes, yes.
you
And
know,
we're
it,
gonna collab. I forgot to mention this.
go ahead.
Baltimore Media Coalition, they host Thursday game nights at Eat Drink Sizzle every Thursday. So 1 week we are going to host a little meet and greet along with Baltimore Media Coalition at Eat Drink Sizzle on a Thursday
Yes.
evening, and they have space upstairs for us to do our show at the same time.
So we're gonna
So
need a fire ass topic. So we need y'all
yeah,
to come in the comments and give us a fire ass topic, and
right.
we'll discuss it.
And meet us there so that after the show is over, all we got to do is come downstairs and party and drink. That's all we got to do is come downstairs.
Cause I
So
plan on doing
looking
it.
forward, looking forward to it. My husband wants a dating you picnic. If we get to 1,000, absolutely.
Yep.
Just to 1,000, absolutely.
And
But
the
until
holiday
then, eat,
party.
drink, sizzle. Eat, drink, sizzle. Holiday party, sure. Get us to 1,000. We'll have that
It's
too.
gonna be different. It's definitely gonna be different.
Just to
It's
1,000.
definitely gonna be different.
Party and drink, absolutely. So yeah, eat, drink, sizzle. We will let you know the date for that, so that
Yes.
once the show's over, we can have a little drinky drink.
Absolutely. Come and have a drink with the boy and the girl. All
Boy and a
right, y'all.
girl.
It is 8:29. We're gonna get up out of here. We love y'all so much. Thank you for
Yeah,
tuning
no
in.
more bad sex, okay?
Talk about it.
Let's let's
No,
let's let's let's
no,
leave
like
with the
for real.
charge. We will leave with the charge. No more bad sex. If you're having bad sex as of today, March the 3rd,
Hmm.
then it's on you. We've
Mm.
told you. We've told you. Know your own body. Know yourself. Know your spots. That way when it's time to get down with the get down, you know what to say, you know what to do, you know what to tell them.
That's it. All right.
Bye, y'all. Bye.